Speaking about the 3D Swim platform communities or the user forums, okay. As for at the, I really want that at the end of the session, you guys are well equipped with this particular platform, and that would be my aim. That I'll make sure that you guys are you guys will be able to find all the latest information, all the product news, and you should be able to find the information and you never get stuck in your design work. So that would be my promise to you, and that would be my aim. So I'll try my best today. So speaking about the communities platform, uh, any company, any product-based company or in general also, uh, usually there are a number of support forums. It is not just about this particular company or this particular design application, but there are a number of companies who are having their support communities. But the main aim of this particular platform, a dedicated platform for the communities, is that uh, bringing all the users together for collaboration, for better communication, and even we as DS can reach out to each and every one of the user on an individual level. So that is our aim through this particular community. Okay, and uh, the main thing that you will find on this particular community is information. You can you can connect with you can connect with all your peers who are using these types of applications. Uh, you can network with them. You can find out the latest product news, the latest information. You can even have uh, the conferences, webinars, everything information regarding everything is posted on this particular community. So yeah, so that is the main aim. Okay. Now, how as users can this be beneficial is firstly is finding the latest product information, finding the latest videos, the latest steps, the latest updates, the enhancements. That would be the number one thing that would help you as users from the community perspective. The second thing is that you can give your feedback. Okay, for any particular application that you are using, you can give your feedback, and you can the company people, there are dedicated people who are responsible for everything. They would be handling the request. So based on the user demands and the requirements, usually the feedback is assessed, and then we take up those projects ahead so that we have better functionality for you guys. Okay, so that would be another thing. So yeah, these are the two things important that would be important. The next thing that as I mentioned, would be networking. Uh, any while designing or while working on any application, if you are stuck anywhere, maybe in the installation process, or maybe you are not aware about using the software correctly, or maybe you want to know something more. So the very first thing would be that in an usual environment, what would be the first thing? The first thing would be that you would directly go and ask your friend. Okay, like you would ask any of your colleagues around you. But what if nobody is there? What if even they don't know the answers? So community gives you a larger pool of people who are who you can communicate to, and that would be one of the major advantages here. You can ask a question, and it's 24/7. The community is always on, so any person from any corner of the world would directly reach out to you, can help you. Even you can reach out to them if you know somebody who has answered previous questions or something. Another thing that is that how to use the search functionality, that is important, because you may ask the question, but the first thing very important would be to go and search, whether anybody has ever written or anybody has ever asked any question about it, or are there any existing information. So instead of repetitive work, you should actually go and first search, and it would be very useful. You can go out and search on Google as well, but there are still a lot of things that you will find on these communities which you won't be able to find on Google as well. So yeah, so that is it about the community. So that is why I just like every day at least once or twice just keep a habit of glancing through the questions to the communities. You will get a lot of you will learn about a lot of different things, updates. uh, any students joining in today? I guess we have some participants. Any students joining in? Because okay, because we have a lot of I don't think any community is going to be as active as the student community, because student community always has some competitions or something or the other always running. So it's really helpful for the students. They can participate in such competitions. Okay, so speaking about, so the very first thing, how do you access these communities? Okay, now there are a couple of ways, as most of you guys must be SolidWorks users. So if you don't remember, if you don't know anything how to even search, then you can directly go to solidworks.com and you can go to the community tab. You can go to the SolidWorks community page on the website, and you can directly from here you can click on the user forum, and it will directly open the, yeah, no, we have one more page, and then we can go to the communities. Yeah, so we have, there is one more page, and you can click on login or join, and it will redirect you to the communities platform. Okay, so now why I keep on saying communities platform, because this particular entire platform, this particular platform that you see here is entirely dedicated for the community. So if you look at if you just click on the compass, and if you look here, there you will not find any applications here. There is nothing on this platform except communities. Okay, it's dedicated only for the community. So I don't know. I guess I had enrolled for some free version of the 3D by Me application, so probably I'm having it here. But ideally, there is nothing on this particular platform. You can click on world, you can this is just for information purposes, you can go through it, but let's we'll not do that right now. So what are the different solutions, the applications that Dassault Systems provides, everything you can find here regarding simulation, manufacturing, everything. So you can just go and explore this, but there is no application that you can access from this particular community. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, speaking about accessing the platform, one thing I showed you that you can go from the website, the user forum, and then it will redirect you to the SolidWorks user forum. Also, one more way of accessing user forum is when you use the SolidWorks application. On the right side top corner, you have the question mark, that is the help option, and from that also you can access the user forum. So that is another way. And one shortcut that I usually like is typing in swim.3ds.com. So that is another shortcut that you can just bookmark this in your browser so that it can be helpful for you. Okay, so these are some things. Anybody who knows what is the full form of SYWM? Anybody from the participants?
Uh, can I answer that? I mean, I'm not
No, you
actually.
you
I
you you know that. So I was just waiting that you just answer. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah. So swim means see what you mean. So SWYM, see what you mean. So that is what swim means. So that is the shortcut to go to the communities platform. So speaking of the main UI of this particular platform, I already mentioned that you will not find any any application here. Okay, then on the left side you have the communities and the conversations panel. Now on this particular platform, there are all the communities. There are communities for all the applications that Dassault Systems has. Like we have for SolidWorks, we have for Katia, Simulia, BioVia, 3DXI, and Enovia, and a lot more. We even have for uh, there are SolidWorks apps for kids, so we even have a community for that thing, and a lot of other things. Delmia has a lot of communities, so there are a lot of things. So you can actually click here on show all, and there are, I guess, 69 to 70, around 70 communities that you will find. Uh, yeah, so around 70 communities that we have. So these are all the public communities. Okay, so it is open for everybody to join in to any of these communities. And then there are some more communities, but these are the private ones. So you would, when you click on, join on any of these, so probably it will ask you a reason why you want to join this. But mostly everything would be available in the free one. Yeah. So okay. Then we have an icon here indicating filter on new content only. So when we click on filter on new content, it actually just uh, shows uh, the latest uh, the communities which are going to have the latest topic or the latest any latest information. It's going to filter that on top, and that is a simple button. Then we have the conversations tab. Okay, and now conversations tab is when you want to connect to that particular person one on one. We have a few icons here. We have an audio call icon. We have a video call. We can start a screen sharing session as well, and even we can add more members to this particular conversation. So we can add up to 14 members in one particular conversation. So I can add more members from here. Now how do I start a conversation with somebody? Now there are a couple of ways. One is that whenever if you see somebody has posted anything, any information or anything that posted, and you want to connect with that particular person, you can just hover over their name, and you can just hover over their name, and you can find some options here. Okay. So these are some of the action buttons here. One is add them to their connection. Okay. So you can add that particular person to your network. Another would be you can start a call, a video call, screen sharing session, and the last would be start a new conversation. So when I click on start a new conversation, it will actually jump to the conversation tab and start a new conversation. I have a question, Christian. For the swim, no, this is free. This particular platform is free for all the users. You do not need any subscription or anything that you want, anything that you will require to access this particular platform. Maybe there's some errors. Try with somebody else. Okay, anyway, but that is one way that you can start a conversation with somebody. Next is another way that you can start a conversation. You can click on the new conversation here, and you can type the email ID of the person that you want to have a conversation with, or you can just directly search for the name. For example, if I search Prasad, uh, I'll get few options, and I can click on start Pratika and the conversation. get initiated. So that is how you can connect with that particular person. Also, one more thing I just wish here for any community that you wish to that you frequently visit or frequently require to visit, then you can add them to the favorites. For example, uh, Bhavya, you come down that we have had simply tag and talk to the favorites. So that is how you add in the community. So they are always on the top. So yeah, about conversations. So similarly, even for the conversations, I can add those people. Okay, so that is another thing. Now, into the center portion, for any community, we have different kind of information. Now, this information could be a post, it could be a question, it could be a wiki information, it could be a task, or it could even be in content or media or something. So, now content and media cannot be treated as separate post, but it can be included in the post. So now for any of the for any information, you can post any of for any community. Now, if you see, if you just open the community, the any of the community, particular community, for yeah. So any community I open, I won't be able to see there are no options here. Now you would wonder that why are there no options here? Here I could see so many options, but here there are no options. So that is because I am given certain rights for this particular community, and that is why I am able to I am able to see all these things. But for the Simulia community, I am not having those things. Now, as you guys, as users, any community that you visit here, you are going to have a contributor role. So there are three particular roles. Okay. Now, these roles usually define the access rights, the amount of changes, and the amount of permissions that you have to make changes is, in simple terms, you can say as rights. So, for example, the least at the very bottom as a user, when you first join, you are going to have a contributor role. So, as a contributor, you can ask questions, you can post whatever the owner has defined. Okay, so now for this particular community, I can ask questions, I can search for information, I can connect to people, I can like images, I can comment on it, I can comment on posts, I can do everything. But I cannot make any changes to the pre-existing data. Like for example, I cannot edit any post as a contributor. I won't be able to edit any post. But the another thing would be an access right on top of contributor, the author. So many a times that you see this option become an author. Okay. Now, why would you want to become an author if you want to post something? Now, speaking about the Simulia community, I am just a contributor because even I am able to see the option of an author. So I am basically a contributor. Now, how can you see whether what role you have is you can go to the members tab and you can just click here, search in the current page, and you can search for your name here. So beside below your name, you will find that you what role you or what access rights you have for this particular community. But in general, for everybody joining in as new users, everybody has the contributor. So now when you want to become an author, you would actually want to request, and why would you want to have an author role? That will be very important. Now, being an author can, you can create posts on this particular community. Right now, I can just create a question, but if you want to share something, if you have created something, it should not be a question mark. It is a piece of information that you are sharing. So that would be a post. That would make sense. So for that particular thing, you can request becoming an author, and the person who is the owner of this particular community can actually request can actually grant you the permission depending on whatever the things are. So that way you can actually post. But similarly, if you see on the in the SolidWorks, no, in the Katia community, you will observe that I am having the option of becoming an author. That means that I am a contributor, but at the same time, I can even post things and I can even create ideas on this particular platform. So that is a setting that the owner must have at the back end. Okay, so owner can actually define what rights the different users will have. So there are three. There is not much hierarchy here. That is just contributor, author, and owner. So contributor is that I said you can read and just captions author, and then the last one is the owner. You can get a lot of information as owner. You can get the community statistics. You can make changes. You can define the settings, and a lot many other. So these are the things. But as users, maximum you would require author, or the least that would you would require is a contributor. Rest everything you can do as users when using the community platform. So that should not be an issue any day. Okay. This is one thing. Uh, Now, at the top of the community, uh, you will always find posts that are pinned on top of the community. So anytime you visit a community, please make sure that you read the post at the top. At the top might be any latest information, any upcoming webinar, any conference in your region, or maybe it may be online, or any new things that are coming up. So, for example, for the students, there is a certain certification thing going on. I have not read this, but so this is 2 days ago. So it's the latest thing that as a student, and you never know if you are interested for any opportunity. So you can just enroll yourself, and that is how most of the times we wonder that अरे पता कैसे चला how did he know that there was some competition going on. How do you learn about this? Want to be updated. So this is how you can just make sure that you are updated with the latest things. Next, at the top of the communities, you will see that there are different tags. Now these tags are basically to filter out and sort the information. We have 3D experience tag. Yeah, so all of these tags are created by the community owner so that if you want to filter out any information, now now if I am coming to the platform and I am looking for a specific thing, I don't want to see anything about CAE, I don't want to see anything about installation. I'm purely interested in for CAD related things or maybe for 3D experience related things. So I would turn on those filters, and accordingly the posts will get filtered. So these are what community tags are. And even while creating a post, you can add community tags. For example, see, when you are creating a post, you can add these tags so that any person next any person who will be going to find this information can actually search and get to your particular piece of your post, and it would be easy for them. So that is very important. And any day, whenever you are creating posts or something, please make sure that you add appropriate title, and you include those keywords. You include those. Hello, yeah. You include those community tags and everything. So that becomes important because for any person who is going to revisit that information, it is going to be helpful. So as a community member, you would want to help other peers as well. Want to so that is good practice that you can follow while posting on the community. That is another thing. Okay. Uh, Now, regarding searching for information, as I said that you follow a good practice of including the keywords. Many times what happens is, now this 3D search bar is very useful. Okay. Now, whenever in your product design work, whenever you get stuck somewhere and you want to ask, maybe you want to quickly design a product, but what if you're facing an installation issue? Now at the very last moment, where will you go, who will you ask? So that would be kind of a bottleneck. So you can head on to the communities, you can search for your error. Maybe I am just randomly guessing. For example, you are having the activation issues for SolidWorks. You can just type in activation and you'll get all the search results related to activation. Now there are 4,440 results. Now it is impossible to go through every search and or every piece of information that you have here. So what would you do is, this is wherein you would want to filter the information. So how can you filter the information is by using the 6W tags. Now why are they called 6Ws? Because we have who, when, why, who, when, what, where, and then we have how. So all of these questions are just clubbed into 6W tags. Okay. uh, we even have the tag here. So now, for example, if I am a student and I am facing some activation issue related to desktop SolidWorks, so now there are 4,440 results. Now, how will I actually filter out the information? You just have to narrow down using all the filters. The very first information, the very first thing that I would do is probably I'll just remove that. Yeah. What I would do is I would click on the drop down here. I would go to 3D Experience communities and I would head on straight to the 3D Experience EDU students community, because I am I my best guess would be that if I am facing the issue, probably other students might have also faced these issues. So I would go to the 3D Experience EDU students community, and that would be my first filter. So now, once you click on that particular filter, there, see the results have actually narrowed down from 400 to from 4,000 to 118. So yeah, this many results would be like, okay, now I have to look only for, now might get my uh, answer from these particular questions. Now you can just glance through all the things, okay, through all the questions that have turned up here. While searching, you can even search, you can even adjust the view according to your preference, whatever you like. This particular, I am not very, I just don't like this particular, so I usually keep the tile view. So I just get a lot of information from here. So if you see, the green marks are for all the questions that are validated. So validation means now, for example, if I am just clicking this post, anybody or any person who has given particular answer or who has commented, and that particular thing has worked for the user, and so they usually validate the answers. So uh, just reload the page. Yeah, so here you go. All the questions with that green highlight are nothing but the validated answers. Now you might not have the permission to validate, but you can go through, because see, if somebody, you can go through the error images. He says that he has started a private conversations with you, so probably now you have to go and look at your conversations tab, and even you can start a conversation using this particular option here. So my search has gone. Okay, so while asking questions or while posting stuff, make sure that you include all the keywords. Second thing, many a times I have noticed people just randomly writing cannot install, cannot access, but and then just copy pasting the screenshot of the error. That is good. Screenshot of the error is always good, but make sure that you include the keywords from the error screenshot as well, so that whenever you are or other people are searching for your information, it actually gets highlighted for them and it may help them also. So anything, anywhere you post anything, just make sure that the keywords or any error codes or anything that you feel that is in the error image, you should include that. If you are asking any question related to SolidWorks usage or platform usage, make sure that you add those particular keywords, you add the community tags, everything, so that it makes the information more accessible to users. Okay, so this is one thing that I would like to share regarding searching. Another would be like, for example, let's say I want to learn something about, let's say, modeling, 3D modeling or something. So, just random search, or let's say just have X design. Is everyone from your SolidWorks user, or have they tried other applications as well?
I frequently use Katia,
Oh, okay,
as in recently started.
okay. So yeah, so you can for any application. Another thing would be that there are quite a results for X design. Maybe we'll change the keyword. Style modeling. Okay, we have very less amount of results. What can I search for? Search for material, or maybe
Or
let me
design.
say, yeah, design is fine. Design. Yeah, a lot of it. So now for design, for example, I am looking for something specific that any tutorial. I am just starting out and I would want to learn. I don't know what community I should be. Okay? I really don't know anything. I think of things. So probably the first thing would be filter out using anything. It could be a post, it could be a video, anything. So now I would filter out using just add on tags like post, I would add tags like wiki pages. I would probably keep questions aside because I do not have a question as such, but I am actually looking for anything that I can get. Okay. So that way, you can just filter your things, filter all the results, and you can narrow down your search results. That is another way by using the what filter, the where filter. Mostly on the community, these are the two things that you using the most, the where and the what, because you don't know who has posted. So that would be not something that you would require very often unless you really know who has posted. And when would not be an issue. It could be the filters in the when are this year, last year. That doesn't really matter when you want to learn or you want finding something. So now speaking about community strategy, and so these are the posts I spoke about, the types of content that you can create on the post, you can filter on the post. So you can have, yeah, a post is simple. I mean, next is the you can apply a filter on the media. Then it's the redo task. Videos are you can create certain tasks for the community, and you can even create videos on the conversations in the conversations. If, for example, I want to create a video for Prasad, I'm going to filter on the videos, but I don't really have a video right now. I can create a video. Maybe I can just say test. Have a test here. Maybe I'll say that it has to be completed by tomorrow, and I'll just publish. So yes, we do have a task here that needs to be completed. Uh, still getting published. But when Prasad will open this particular post, he will have options, whether to mark this as complete, whether to mark this as in progress or something. So, yeah, so we have options, I can mark it as in work or I can mark it as complete. So that way you can find out or you can collaborate with people. Not that much helpful for community perspective. Uh, Another thing, the very important thing would be the wiki pages. Wiki pages contain a lot of any community, like SolidWorks, Satya, Wikipedia, any community you go directly head on to the wiki pages. Wiki pages contain like ton of information. Yeah, Prasad, I guess you completed the task. Okay, so wiki
Yeah.
pages, wiki pages uh, has a lot of information. See the wiki page for SolidWorks. We break game solid practice documents, solid practice documents are also helpful. So, you know, even when you are searching for something, uh, make sure that in the filter you can add, don't forget to add the wiki filter in the search, so find for uh, platform, there are 358 results, but it a lot of deep dive into the title. It seems that has a lot of, it might have contained a decent amount of okay, so just like that, you can add the filters and you can go about finding information. But yeah, make sure that you go through the wiki pages. In SolidWorks, I know that in uh, in wiki pages there are webinars on the entire replacement. Literally, the entire video, a lot of things, parts, applications, everything. You find so many things there, so many things directly, or probably there are a lot. So it's all about the research and the wiki pages. Now, there is one more important thing, the ideas. Now, many community gives you an option of creating idea. What an idea is, it's just like I created a task right now for Prasad and me so that we can actually have some actions, maybe in work, maybe it is completed, so that we can track those actions. So we have a community called enhancement community. So all the SolidWorks enhancements or features that you would wish to see in SolidWorks, or you think that should be added, we handle it through this particular community. So you can see that this particular community, you can see that every post is going to be an idea, because the whole the entire aim of this community uh, is for the users to give their ideas. So we do not want any posts here, we do not want any kind of questions here. So simply the owner has set the settings such that any new user can directly come here and post uh, an idea here. Now, as I mentioned, that do not forget to see the post that is pinned at the top. So at the top there is a template pinned, so that you do not post anything which is out of template. So in order to post an idea here, you have to first request for becoming an author. You cannot post on this community as a contributor. So you have to request for that particular. Once you have that accepted, it should be accepted, within what as soon as the owner is online. So you can just accept that. You can create a new idea and post your idea. So now idea can actually help track that particular thing. As that a new idea is posted, then there is gathering of support, whether it is implemented, not implemented, and lastly whether it is duplicated. If anybody else has posted, so that is why always check whether anybody has ever posted about any information before you ask your question or before you post anything. That would be really helpful. So that's all about the types of content, about searching information, about the 6W tag, about the community. Now we'll head on to the notification center. Notification center is interesting. There are a couple of options. You can set your preferences. Show all unread, important only are all fine, but change the preferences. 3D swim preferences. Let's not go to the marketplace. Just out of scope for right now, but we'll go to the 3D swim preferences, and there are a number of things. Now, many of the users do not know about this, and they do not have anything activated. So, now for example, uh, I as a user want that anything which is published on this particular community of further enhancement or any particular or anything that is on the platform, I would want that a new alert is generated. I would want that an email pops up. Now, right now, you just saw that when Prasad just completed that thing, I got a notification. That is because I have the alert for this particular platform on. So, whenever working, I can just confirm and I can just switch off the alert. So, anything I won't get, I won't get any pop-ups. But you can even keep your mails on many a time, so that even if you've missed visiting community someday, if you missed any information, you are alerted by email. But then again, you have to make sure that there will be a lot of activity in the community. So each and every time there is an activity, you have to folder. You will have to keep a separate folder in your inbox in your email. But then that is the user's preference. Whatever you want to segregate it as. Now there are different things here. Whether you want to have notifications only for something when it is published, when you have a network invitation, there is a report which is when there is a abuse which is reported, when there is some content shared, anything. So you can just simply click on. Now even you can, while working on the browser, like mostly we are all on our computers, on our systems, we always work. Browsers are always turned on. You can even have your browser notifications. So for browser notifications, you will have to give permissions also. Notifications, you will have to turn this on, and then you can turn this on. So similar way, you can turn on the browser notification. Okay, but this is how you can turn on your notification preferences. Also, notification, we have the filter option. You can actually filter out. So, for example, I want to have any. I actually want to I'm finding some piece of information, but I'm not really sure. But I do remember that I had a notification someday somewhere regarding that, so I can actually filter that particular idea. I can actually filter that particular thing by adding a filter only to the notifications, and then I get all the notifications for that particular keyword. So that is an interesting feature. Explore it. So this is about the notification icon. Then is the plus arrow or add uh, the add option. Now, example, you are on Maker Support community and want to add something, then it is going to show you options accordingly, whatever you want to add. But you can even add using this particular bar or this particular feature here. So not that something you can use the feature directly. Next thing would be to share. You can share this particular community with others. You can share by link on social media networks as well. You can directly type in an email. You have a download arrow here. Okay, so even you can have number of things now. As I mentioned, as a owner, I have few options like viewing the statistics of the community or maybe adjusting some settings that I want for the user. So as an owner, I have these options for the community. Now, if I am a contributor to any community, I will not find these options. Examples. See, now I don't have any other options of statistics or settings because I am not an owner for this particular. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, finally coming to the content. Now, I am facing some issues for content. Let us see if it loads. So, content is basically the 3D drive. Now, I'll just explain it before people have it. For 3D drive, now as this platform is free to use for everybody, you can store your files here and you can share it with other users as well. You get a free uh, storage of 5 GB. Okay, and that's enough. I mean, you don't really have to take backup of something here, but it's just for sharing purposes, collaboration purposes with other people. You can create folders here. Okay, you can share these folders. We have different options. We have share. We have two options: can view and can edit. So can view, the user will not have any edit permissions, and can edit, there will be all the options will be available for that particular user. Uh, Share with external is another thing that any person who is not having a 3D experience ID, even you can share the file with them. You can type in their email ID, they will get a link in their email, and without enrolling or without logging in, they can directly click on the link and download or access your files or whatever you have shared. That is an interesting thing. Now, there is an option here, restrict access to specific people. This option is important because, for example, you have turned on that external link sharing is on, you have turned on that any user can access it, but uh, you want that the link then can be accessed with any person who has that particular link. Okay? So you want that only a specific external users can use that. So you can actually turn on the restrict to specific users, and then you can share information. So that is about the 3D drive. You can create a new folder. You can upload your files. You can load an entire folder as well. You can download, delete all those things. So even for 3D drive, you can install the 3D drive on your Windows and you can sync that particular folder with the drive. But then each time the drive, each time your anything you make changes to the folder will get automatically uploaded to the drive. So that is one more feature. I guess this is not working for me. I tried it on my colleague machine. It did work for him, but I'm not really sure. But I have to check. But install 3D Experience drive for Windows should work for you as well. So we have the 3D drive and finally the help. Nothing much really here. There is there are some features in the my profile section, my status, okay. Then in the my profile, okay, my bookmarks. Now, whenever you see a post and you think that it would be helpful for you, just like we have the save option everywhere on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Feeds everywhere, you would want to save your favorite content. Even here, you can add your bookmarks and you can access the bookmarks from this particular section. And you can even go to the What's New section and access your bookmarks. That is an interesting thing. Now, my network activity is one more thing that you get with the What's New mode. So my network, like I have created, just like making connections. You can add any person in your network. I can actually add this particular person in my connection. Now, an important thing would be that any activity, anything that that particular user does is actually logged on in this section. So you would want to add only specific users to your connection. You don't have to make followers, or you don't have to make any, you don't have to be any influencers here, but it is important because there are some people who are very active. So probably you can share your, probably you can make a connection with them, and any activity that they do, anything you can actually track. So if they have posted a very good information, they have done, just know that that particular guy or someone is always active and has information that is posted, that you would want to come, that you would want to visit. So that is how you can see the network tab. You can tab, they have a few people and they have updated, they have commented on something, and that is why I am able to see that they have made some changes. So that is a good feature. Then we have the preferences. You can set your language. Then from the profile section, you can actually see the amount of, you can see your engagement, that you can see the amount of posts that you have created. You can see the number of questions that you have created, everything here. I guess it's loading. Yeah, so in this particular gray section, you'll see everything that you've done. Now in account section, you can even set up two-factor authentication. Uh, Before logging in, you can set up security, extra security if you need. Yeah, so this is all my activity, all the posts that I have created. It, if I want to go and find something, I can actually go back and find something. So this is it about the my profile section. And yeah, that's it. I guess pretty much I've covered everything. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I hope I could share some